this is the 8th lecture of our subject digital system design, and today we will be starting unit 2. So, the topic of today's lecture is combinational circuits. It is the broader category of our unit 2, and the topic is adders and subtractors. So, these are the contents of today's lecture: introduction to combinational circuits, and then we will be covering the adders and subtractors, which are further classified as half adders, full adders, half subtractors and full subtractors. So, let us start with the concept of combinational circuits. So, what are combinational circuits? So, these are circuits in which output depends only on the present applied input. So, whatever the present applied input is, the output will be dependent on that particular input, nothing else. So, we can say that they have simple circuitry, as there is no feedback connection, that means there is no dependency on the previous versions of the input or outputs. And we can also say that they are memoryless, because there is no need to store anything of the previous versions, previous inputs or previous outputs. And then we come to the examples, that adders, subtractors, whatever we will be covering in unit 2 will be a combination circuits: adder, subtractor, mux, demux, comparators and converters and all these things. So, this is the basic block diagram of a combination circuits. We can see that there can be n number of inputs in that combination circuit, and these n inputs will be deciding the outputs of this combination circuits. So, there can be m outputs as well. So, these n may be equal to m, n may be greater than m, m may be greater than. So, all possibilities are there. So, these are the different examples of our combination circuits. So, let us start with our main topic of today's lecture, adders. So, adder further classifying as half adder and full adder. So, covering the half adder first. So, this half adder, it is a combination circuit which has two single bit inputs. Two single bit inputs are there, which are named as A and B, and they are arranged in this tabular form. Here we can see that these A and B are the inputs, and this sum and carry denoted by S and C are by outputs. So, these two numbers or these two bits A and B are added together to produce sum and carry. Okay. So, how this is done? So, 0 plus 0, sum is 0, carry is 0, it is very much clear. 0 plus 1, it is very much clear that sum is 1, carry is 0. Again 1 plus 0 is similar to the previous case, sum is 1, carry is 0. 1 plus 1 is a bit different. 1 plus 1, sum is written 0, carry is written 1. Why it is so? Because 1 plus 1 in decimal, we know that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and 2 in binary is written as 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 in decimal, but 1 0 in binary. Okay. So, this 1 0, this 0 becomes the sum part and this 1 becomes the carry part. So, that is why we have written sum is equal to 0 and carry is equal to 1. So, that is why, that is how this table is prepared for this half adder. So, now let us compute the expressions for this sum and carry. Sum is having these two ones here, and this we can clearly see that this row or this column of S resembles to the truth table of an XOR gate. So, that is why we have written that sum is equal to A B bar plus A bar B, which is the XOR of your inputs A and B. Similarly, we can check this C column for the expression of carry. We can see that there is a single one here which corresponds to A and B, that is C is equal to A dot B, or we can relate this column with the truth table of an AND gate, from which we get the expression that the output is the product of the inputs. So, Y is equal to or C is equal to A dot B is the expression for this carry. So, it can be easily translated into a circuit. We can see that XOR is producing the sum, and this AND product is generating the carry. So, in this way we have prepared the half adder. Now, let us extend this concept to a full adder. So, what is the need of full adder? How is it different from half adder? In the previous half adder, we have seen that we can add 2 bits, but whenever we are adding, we know that in some stages there might be a carry from the previous stage. So, in that stage there will be requirement of 3 bits to be added. Okay. So, in that case our half adder will not support the cause. So, because half adder is only capable of adding 2 bits, that is A and B, to produce sum and carry. But whenever I have to add 3 bits, the previous stage carry also, that means A plus B plus C, okay, to generate the sum and carry out. So, a full adder will be required for that case. So, this is my truth table for full adder, in which we can see that A, B and C are the 3 inputs now, out of which A and B are the actual inputs, and this C can be considered as carry in. Okay. And this S is the sum, similar to the half adder, and this C naught is the carry out. Okay. So, let us start discussing case by case. 0 plus 0 plus 0, first case, this one, sum is 0, carry is 0, 0 plus 0 plus 1, sum is 1, carry is 0, 0 plus 1 plus 0, next case again sum is 1, carry is 0, 0 plus 1 plus 1, this case we have already covered in half adder, for which sum was 0, carry was 1. Similarly, 1 plus 0 plus 0 is sum 1, carry 0, 1 plus 0 plus 1, that means again there are 2 ones. So, 2 ones means it is 2 in decimal and 1 0 in binary, that means 0 is sum, 1 is carry. So, 0 is sum, 1 is carry. Similarly, in the next case as well, there are 2 ones, 1 plus 1 plus 0, again it produces sum is equal to 0 and carry is equal to 1. And in the last case, there are 3 ones, 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 3 in decimal, and that 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3 in decimal, and in binary it can be written as 1 1. So, we can see that sum is also 1 and carry is also 1. So, that is how this truth table is prepared, and unlike a half adder, it is now not easy to write the expression straight away. So, we are finding the min terms. We can check that sum is high at 4 places. These are the 4 places, which are 0 0 1, that means 1, 0 1 0, that means 2, this is 4 and this is 7. So, 1 2 4 and 7. So, these are the min terms for sum. Similarly, you can check carry is 1 at 4 places, these are the 4 places which corresponds to this 3 5 6 and 7. So, this is the block diagram of a full adder, which has 3 inputs and 2 outputs, okay. And these are the expressions. Now, using these expressions we can solve K maps to find out what is inside this box, how these 3 inputs A, B and C are interrelated with each other to compute S and C as the output. So, now we will be solving the K maps for these sum and carry expressions. So, these are the sum, this is the min term expression for sum, and this is the min term expression for carry. So, we have fed those min terms in the 3 variable K map structure. We can see that 1, 2, 4 and 7 are being fed into the K map, and all these 4s are standalone groups, that means they are not forming pairs, squares or anything else. So, they are single terms. So, these single terms can be directly written in canonical form, like we can see that this corresponds to A, and from column side if we check, it becomes B and C. So, it is written here A, B and C. Similarly, we can see that this one is A bar from here and B, C bar. So, this is your A bar, B, C bar, A bar, B, C bar. So, this is written here. Similarly, for other ones as well. So, this you can see this is equivalent to your A, and from here B bar, C bar. So, A, B bar, C bar. So, this is your expression for A, B bar, C bar. Similarly, this is the fourth one, this one, this is corresponding to A bar, and from here B bar, C. So, A bar, B bar, C. So, this is my fourth product. Similarly, we can prepare the K map for the C naught using these set of min term 3, 5, 6, 7. So, 3, this is my third min term, this is fifth, this is sixth and this is seventh. So, another K map is being prepared, and we from that we can see that now there are 3 pairs which are being generated, and when we translate these pairs into expressions, we get that this is corresponding to, we can easily see that 1 1 1 1 corresponds to B C. So, B C is there. Similarly, this one A is common from here and 1 from these two, that means A C. Similarly, from this one A is common from row side and this one from these two terms, these last two columns we have B. So, this prepares A B. So, these are the products which are being generated from these K maps. These products are being added together to prepare the sum. So, now we can translate these, or we can convert these expressions into a circuit very easily. A, B and C are there, and negated version, that means complement of all 3 are required. So, we have prepared A bar, B bar and C bar as well. Okay. Now, we can start preparing the products. The first product is A, B, C. So, this is A, this is B and this is C. So, these 3 multiplied together prepares my first product. Similarly, the next product is this one, A, B bar, C bar. So, this is my A, this is B bar and this is C bar. So, these 3 multiplied together prepares my another product. Similarly, A bar, B, C. So, this is my A bar, this is B and this is C bar, third product. And the last product is A bar, B bar, C. So, this is A bar, this is B bar and this is, sorry, so generating the fourth product A bar, B bar. So, this is my A bar and then B bar is this one and then C is this one. So, these are the variables required for generating the fourth product, and now adding all these will provide me my sum expression. So, all 4 products added together will provide me the sum. Similarly, I can prepare the circuit for AB plus AC plus BC. So, the space is less on the downside. So, I am preparing a separate circuit for that. So, if I am having 3 variables A, B, C. So, A, B will generate first product, then B and C will prepare the another product, and A and C for the third product, and all 3 added together using an OR gate will prepare the C naught. So, these are the circuits for your sum and carry out. So, in this way this is my full adder functionality. So, the next thing is related with that topic only. Can we design a full adder using 2 half adders? Yes, we can, but for that we have to relate these expressions with the expressions of the half adder, in which we had seen that the expressions, some expression was in the form of XOR, but this expression is not looking like XOR. So, we have to do some Boolean minimization on that, or Boolean rearrangement we can say, to make it in the form of XOR. So, we can see that we have to rearrange these terms. We can see that in the middle 2 terms and the top first and the last term, we have to take something common. So, from the first and last term we can see there is C common, and inside the bracket there is A B, and from this last term there is A bar and B bar. Similarly, from the middle 2 terms we have C bar common, and we have A B bar plus A bar B. Okay. Now, this thing A B bar plus A bar B is equivalent to A XOR B. Okay. And this is equivalent to XNOR. The XNOR can be written as the inversion or the complement of XOR. So, these are the expressions. Now, this again we can see that this is again, if we rearrange these, we can see that it is again the XOR of A XOR B with C. So, now we can see that this full adder sum is also in the form of XOR, like for a half adder. So, this will help me in preparing the half adder version, two half adder version of the full adder. Similarly, we can compute this one in the form of XOR only. So, we have to convert this into canonical form. So, for this I am converting it A B C plus C bar. Similarly, A C into B plus B bar and plus B C into A plus A bar. So, I get A B C plus A B C bar plus A B C plus A B bar C plus A B C plus A bar B C. So, this A B C, A B C, A B C, these all are common. So, I am replacing it with a single term A B C, okay. And then writing the other terms A B C bar plus A B bar C plus last term A bar B C, okay. So, from this we have to take the terms common whichever we can. So, we can see that from these last two terms C is common and from the first two terms A B is common. So, this can be written as A B, okay. C plus C bar is eliminated as it is equal to 1, and these last two terms, from that we can take C common to generate A bar B plus A B bar. That means, it is equivalence of A B plus C A XOR B. Now, again XOR is there. So, these expressions will now be used to deduce my full adder using half adders. So, let us continue with that. So, there is a half adder, okay. There is a half adder which has two inputs A and B. This produces the sum which is equivalent to A XOR B, and this is your C1 we can say, and it is equivalent to A B, okay. We can mention it as S1. So, this is half adder 1 which produces sum 1 and carry 1, okay. Similarly, there is another input C, and this C has to be XORed with the previous sum, okay. So, this will again produce S2 which will be the final sum and C2, okay. So, this will be another half adder 2, okay, and this C2 will be the product of A XOR B dot C, okay, and this S2 is actually equivalent to A XOR B XOR C. So, now these two carries are to be added together to generate the final carry. So, this is my C naught, which is the sum of this A B first half adders carry and this C2 second half adders carry. So, in this way we can design a full adder using two half adders, and these half adder structures can be replaced by their actual circuit, that is this half adder can be replaced by this thing. Okay. So, this is S1 C1. Similarly, a similar structure can be replaced for this half adder 2 as well. So, that will be the actual circuit of this full adder using two half adders. So, this is all about adders. Now, let us continue to the let us continue with this half subtractor. Similar to the half adder, this half subtractor is capable of subtracting two bits A and B. These are mentioned here, A and B. This is the block diagram of half subtractor, which has two inputs A and B, and difference and borrow are the two outputs. So, these are the two outputs, difference and B naught. So, this B naught is deliberately written as B naught, so that we do not get confused with the input side B. So, 0 minus 0, difference is 0, borrow is 0, 0 minus 1, difference is 1, borrow is 1. We will come to that case how this difference is 1 and borrow is 1. 1 minus 0, difference is 1, borrow is 0, 1 minus 1, difference is also 0, borrow is also 0. So, covering that particular case 0 minus 1, for that 0 minus 1, we know that 0 1 cannot be subtracted from 0, that means definitely a borrow has to be there. So, a borrow is there. So, once borrow is there, it becomes 1 0, that means it is equivalent to 2. Now, if I subtract 1 from this 2, then answer will be 1, that means borrow is also 1 and difference is also 1. Okay. So, that is why this is written here borrow 1, difference 1. Now, again we can translate this truth table into expressions by looking at these columns. If I check this column for D, I can see that the expression is similar to the sum, which is the XOR of A and B, and similarly this B naught is having a single high entry here, which corresponds to A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1, that means B naught is equal to A bar B. That is why we have prepared the circuit. This is the XOR A B similar to the sum, and this is A bar using NOT gate and B multiplied together to generate the borrow. So, this is the half adder circuit. Now, let us proceed towards the full subtractor. Okay. Previous one was the half subtractor, now this coming to the full subtractor. Similar to the full adder, there were 3 inputs which were added. Now, there are 3 inputs, 3 binary inputs which are to be subtracted, and the subtraction will be done in such a way that A minus B minus C. Ultimately, we can say that A minus B plus C, this circuit computes this. Okay. So, this is the table from which this updated, there are 3 inputs now A, B and C, and difference and B naught are to be computed. So, 0 minus 0, simple case, difference is 0, borrow is 0, 0 minus 0 minus 1, ultimately 0 minus 1. So, if I add these two, these are to be added. Okay. And then the sum is to be subtracted from there. Okay. We have to compute this. So, 0 minus 1, difference 1, borrow 1, again 0 minus 1, difference 1, borrow 1, then 0 minus here 0 minus 1, difference is 1, borrow is 1. How it is written here? We have to check that 0 minus 1. So, 0 minus 1, we are writing it separately. 0 minus 1 is difference 1, borrow 1. Okay. This is my difference and this is borrow. So, 0 minus 1, difference is 1, borrow is 1, and further that minus 1. Okay. This one will be subtracted from this one. So, 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0 with borrow 0. So, ultimately my difference is coming out to be 0. So, this is 0 written here and this is my B naught. Okay. Similarly, we can proceed further. 1 minus 0 plus 0, difference is 1, borrow is 0, 1 minus 0 plus 1, ultimately both are 0. Similarly, 1 minus 1 plus 0, difference is 0, borrow is 0, and the last case 1 minus 1 plus 1, that means 1 minus 2. Ultimately, it cannot be computed because we are subtracting a larger number from a smaller number. So, definitely borrow will be there. So, and the answer will be difference 1, borrow 1. So, in this way we have prepared the truth table for this full subtractor, and from this we can see that these are the expressions for these full subtractor output, difference and borrow. Now, these expressions now again can be fed into a K map. This is the K map for a difference output and this is the K map for borrow output, and after minimization we get these expressions. So, these expressions can again be converted into a circuit. So, again we can design the circuit A, B and C. Negated version also required. So, using NOT gates. Okay. Preparing the products, first product is A, B, C, A, B, C. First product is ready, then the second product is A, B bar, C bar. This is my A, this is B bar and this is C bar. Second product is ready, then third product is A bar, B, C bar. This is A bar, this is B and this is C bar, and the last product is A bar, B bar, C. This is A bar, this is B bar, and this is C. So, all 4 products are ready, they are to be added together using an OR gate to generate the difference. So, this generates the difference expression of the full subtractor. Similarly, we can convert this Borrow expression into a circuit as well. So, A is there and we need A bar as well, and B and C. So, A bar B, this is A bar, this is B, first product. Then second product is A bar C. So, this is A bar and this is C, second product, and third one is B C. So, this is B and this is C. So, these are the 3 independent products which are added together using a 3 input OR gate to generate the B naught. Okay. So, in this way we have translated these expressions of difference and Borrow into circuits. So, this prepares the circuit for full subtractor. Okay. Now, similar to the full adder version of full adder version using 2 half adders, similarly we can use 2 half subtractors to prepare one full subtractor. Okay. The methodology is very much similar. We have to again rearrange these expressions in form of XOR, so that they look identical to the half subtractor like expressions, but we can directly compute it in the form of block diagrams. But as we have seen that if 2 numbers are to be subtracted, so if 3 things are to be subtracted, that means A minus B minus C. So, ultimately I will be computing this first. Okay. So, this is A, this is B, entering a half subtractor. This is my first half subtractor. So, I mentioned HS1. Okay. This will produce D1 and this will produce B naught 1, borrow out 1. Okay. So, these are the 2 outputs of this half subtractor. Now, from this D1, okay, this D1 I have to further subtract this C, for which I need another half subtractor. So, this is my HS2. Okay. This HS2 will produce the final difference, because nothing more is to be subtracted, and B naught 2. Okay. So, these are the 2 borrows generated by 2 different half subtractors, and both these borrows will further be added together to prepare the final B out. Okay. So, this is the block level representation of this half subtractor based full adder. 2 half subtractors are being used, and again these half subtractors, this one and this one, can be replaced by the actual circuit of half subtractor, that is this one. So, this is the actual circuit of the half subtractor. So, if both these structures are being replaced by this actual circuit, we get the final circuit of the 2 full subtractor base, 2 half subtractor base full subtractor. So, in this way we have covered the topics of half adder, full adder, half subtractor and full subtractors, and these are the different variants which can be additionally asked by the examiner. The NAND and NOR versions of these half adders and full subtractor, half adders, full subtractors, half subtractors and full subtractors. Okay. So, these can be additionally asked. These NAND and NOR versions of any expression we have already covered in our previous lecture. So, with this we come to the end of this lecture. Thank you very much.